Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Jean. Today we are going to work on a junk journal. I've had a few people ask. Doris has asked. She's never done one before. We're going to do this for you guys. We're going to start out with a very simple one, just so you guys can learn kind of the basics. There's no right or wrong in junk journals. Junk journals is just that too, by the way. It's junk. You can use your junk mail, junk scrap paper, whatever. And there's no right or wrong way to make your journals. I'm just going to start out, we're going to start with a basic one. And now you're seeing this video on a Tuesday. We're going to do a new day. Tuesdays are going to be for our albums and our journals because a lot of people don't like watching journal and album videos. That's fine. A lot of people aren't into that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it on Tuesdays. And journals and albums can take more than one part to it. So this could be a 3 or 4 parter. We don't know. I'm not going to do really long videos because I want to make it kind of simple as I can, and I don't want to spend a lot of time in one video. So we're going to kind of take our time. Today we're going to go over kind of some stuff. I bought some stuff. I have some stuff in my stash, but one of the main questions I always get asked is, where did you get your stuff? Well, I can't always tell you guys that because a lot of stuff has been in my stash for many years, and I would like to still use it. And I can't always tell you where I get stuff, but you can find stuff everywhere. But for today's video, I did buy some stuff to help the new people out. They might not know what to buy, might not know where to get it, stuff like that. So I did buy a few things. We'll go over that first. And I kind of searched. I went off Amazon because everybody can get Amazon. You can find stuff if you shop any of those Temu, Shein, AliExpress, any of them. You can find journal supplies there. A lot of people don't shop off of those sites, but you have an option. So I found some things on Amazon I thought were really good. I'm just trying to get my things set up over here. It's sitting funny. So I thought would be good deals. I tried to find things that were pretty good deals. The first thing we're going to start out with is I like to use, for my inking, I usually use Vintage Photo. And so I just have a small one here because my big one is kind of dead. So I have 2 small ones I'm using. So that's what I'll do. And you can do your inking any color you want. I use the vintage photos will go really good with this set. You'll see that when I show you the paper. But if you have more paper that has a lot of like blues in or something, pick out a blue ink if you want. And you don't have to ink at all, okay? No inking. So then I found this scrapbooking kit, which I thought was pretty good. And like I said, you don't have to, you can find any stuff you have around the house. But you might not have anything. That's why I'm doing this. So let's take this off. I'm going to show you this. This kit, there's over 200 pieces. It's $16.99. And you get a lot in here. First of all, you get this notebook or whatever. You could use the papers out of it, or you can use it as like a notebook or something. It's got some really nice paper in it. We're going to be, I don't know how much I'll use that. But then in here you get a selection, like these are cards, and these are actually like a card stock. These ones are, so you get all these different, some cards in here. These ones are paper, so you can cut these little stamps out. So you can cut those out separately. So you have some of those. You have some book pages. So you have a whole bunch of stuff in here. Different little cards and stuff like that. All these you can cut out. And we'll be using a lot of this stuff. You get a few stickers here. And then you get some more, like, bigger sheets of paper. These are a really nice texture to them. You get, here's a pad of, they're all the same on this one. Okay, it's all the same. And you can cut these down. And then you got, these ones are all kind of bent. I don't know why they're all bent. So you got just more papers. More papers. You got all different sizes. You got this little, and these are all the same, I think, too. Yep. So these are all that pad's all the same. Got some more little cards here, and these ones are cardstock again. So we'll be using some of this stuff throughout there. You get a tweezers in this kit. And then you get a little thing of tags. Some tiny tags, and you get another little, like, is this Post-it note? Nope, just regular paper. Looks like a Post-it note size. You get a couple things of washi tape. it's a pretty good kit. Here you get an envelope. Whoop. And you get some more paper here. Some more paper. This is all paper. And then you get some big sheets of paper here too. Over 200 pieces in this kit. You just kind of throw this back in there. And gonna be pretty about it. We're not going to be digging into this today. This will be on probably part 2 or so. Put that off to the side. And then I found, I have wax thread, but I have white. And I wanted something that matched this paper, which we'll get into. So this whole kit was only, look how much you get on there. Was only $7.99 for this whole kit. And you get all this wax thread, and it comes with all these tools. So it comes with, this is supposed to be a thimble. It comes with the hole punch, which you'll, need that. Comes with a bunch of needles. This is the cover for the hole. Comes with a bunch of needles. Comes with this one. I put it on paper because it kept falling out of the thing. And I'm gotta be very careful with needles around my dogs because, someone like to eat them. So you get this whole kit, and you can get the wax thread in lots of different colors. There is many, many different colors, but I'm matching our journals. Okay, and then this is the paper pack I'm using. I hauled this on Temu or I think it was Temu, and it was called Valentine's Flowers or something like that. It came with, I believe, 12 sheets. I already took a couple out to get ready, and so we're going to be using this one as our book cover. So we'll take out, I don't know, we'll go through that and see which one we want. Put that aside. Then I got this pack of, do my sheet so I can give you the right price here. Book pages. So you get 2 packs of the book pages. And these book pages are, you can't find really large book pages. There's 2 different sizes in here. I'll kind of show you that because at first I thought there was only one size, but as I was going through them, there is 2 different sizes. If I can find the smaller one. Okay, there's the bigger one. And then here's one of the smaller ones. But you get in this brown pack, so this is what you get. They're all one-sided, which is fine. So quickly, there's some music sheets in there too. Book pages. And then there's some music sheets. So you get it in this more kind of, weathered, tan colored, like it's been around for ages. And then you get the kind of the white pack, off-white pack. So the 2, so you can see that. I'll put these together. See the difference in size? They run, this is about 6 3/4 by just under 4 1/4. And then this one runs 6 3/4 by 4 7/8. Okay, so you get that with the kit, and then you get these, and they're just like little different graph papers. If I can figure out how to open it, we'll take the stuff out. And there's 234 pieces in this kit. So you get all these different little pieces to work with in your journal. So all these for your journal. And then you have, this pack looks like partial postcards. Grab that out for you. So I got a few different sample things that we'll be using. Some mini postcard. Some little mini postcards. And postal something. Can't read that. And then there's a postcard with some birds on. That one's cute. Okay. That whole kit was $9.99. So it's not a bad price for all that. If you are just starting out and you need some stuff, that's a pretty good kit. And let me put that over here. We're not going to get, yeah, we're going to get into some of that today. Okay. And then I found this pack, which I thought was really good price too. So in this pack, you're getting, there's 60 sheets of paper and 60 envelopes. So you're getting, let me grab the paper out first. You get 60 different, and these are the big sheets of paper, which is nice. These ones are 8.5, probably by 11. Nope, not quite 11. So they are just under 11, just a smidge under 11. 8.5. And then you get all these, like you get these striped ones, and they are designed on both sides. So you get these kind of striped ones here. Then you get these ones. And then you get some of these. And these are all made to match. So that's nice that, you know, they'll all work well. And get these darker ones here. So, all them. And then you get some, that's that one, and that one. Okay, so you get 60, and they're all 8.5 by 11. And then the envelopes match. So you get the larger envelope, opens like that, and they all match to different designs. And they are the 8.5 by 3 7/8. This whole set was $12.90 for this. And I thought that was a really, really good deal for that. So I'm trying to find, you can spend hours on there. I wasn't going to spend a ton of time on there because, you know, we got other things to do. Okay, and then we're going to be using, I don't often use glue stick, but this paper, scrapbook paper, can be really, really thin. And your regular glue could show through if you're using too much. This is one of the few times that I use a glue stick. And I like, you can use anything, but I like this one, Pioneer Photo Glue Stick. And I will give you the best place I found to buy it. It's expensive on Amazon, so don't buy it on Amazon. I will link, if you know who Scrapbooking with Me is, Edith from Scrapbooking with Me. She has a shop, and she's got a really good deal on there. So I will link her shopping link for you, where to get it from through her store. Okay, next thing we're going to use throughout is the Fabri-Tac. So you can get Fabri-Tac. I think the other one's called Fabric Fusion or something like that. So we will be using this throughout because we will be doing some lace work and stuff like that throughout this, you know. Today we're just going to do the cover, and we're going to put the signature in. Then I'll discuss the signature when we get to that case. You guys are wondering, what the heck is she talking about, a signature? We'll discuss that when we get to that. And what I'm using for part of my inside cover is this brown paper. This is in your Amazon. When you order stuff from Amazon, you'll get a ton of this when you order stuff from Amazon. You're probably familiar with it. Keep it. It's great paper. So we're going to use this. Okay. Let me see. I already picked out some of the stuff. I don't have the cover picked out, but I have my pages picked out. So we have to pick out the cover first. What do I want to use for the cover? And it can be really anything. This one's kind of pretty. I might use that one. I like that's got, you know, so this will be the front, and then this will be the back. And I'll give you the measurements in a minute. I think I like that one though. This one's got a little bit kind of busy. That one's a little bit more busy. I want to be able to put a few things on, so I can use this area to put some things on. So I don't want it like totally full. This one's kind of pretty too because it's got, oh, this is the same one. So no wonder it's, oh no, it's a little different on the back. Front is the same. The back is different. Huh, I think I like that one. Okay, so we got that. This is going to be our cover. All right. We'll just fold it. Oh, we don't need to fold it yet. We got to put our backing on first. So then I'm going to cut a piece of paper, as you know, whatever. We don't care how perfect it is yet because we can trim it at the end. But I'm just going to kind of cut a piece right now. It can be bigger. I'll show you. This will be our inside of our cover. Scissors. You'll need a scissors. And we'll get other things as we go along the way. We're going to be using this ribbon to close our book with. And it matches pretty good. So I want to keep this here because I always forget to add the ribbon. Now, next thing you're going to do is have fun. We are going to crunch our paper up Okay, you're going to crunch it up good. Don't get scared. Okay, we want those wrinkles. Okay. So we want those little wrinkle things. So now what we're going to do first is we're going to glue it onto here. So let me grab a scrap piece of paper because we're going to be using the glue stick. Okay. So we want to cover this whole thing and make sure you really get along your edges. Now, like I said, you can use, if you don't want to use the glue stick, then go ahead and use glue, but it may show. So I'm just going to go back and forth all the way down. And like I said, it's most important to get your edges really good. So sometimes I'll go back over my edges when I'm all done getting the inside. All right, then we're going to just put this right over the top and make sure I'm over the top. And then we're going to smooth it out now. Don't worry, we're not done. They're like, now you're mushing the things out. No, we're not. Okay, let me put the cap back on this so we don't. Flip it over. Make sure we have all our edges sealed. And you can use, you know, if you got a little squeegee thing, whatever, bone folder, whatever, you know. I'm trying to teach you with the least amount of stuff possible. If you have a ruler, you can always take your ruler. You know, sometimes you don't need all those fancy tools. Main thing is just to make sure. Now, normally at this stage, I would take and leave it sit overnight and put a book and stuff on it. But you know, it's video. I can't do everything, right? All right, so while that's setting for just a minute, I wanted to give you the measurements on this paper. Again, I got this from Temu. It was under, I don't know, a couple bucks, whatever. I will link everything I can link. I will link for you guys. It's 8 3/16. I know, odd numbers. And just about 5 3/4. When it's folded, of course, then it's going to be 5 3/4 by about 3 7/8, right around there. So we're just making a small one to start out with, guys. So I don't want to intimidate everybody and do something gigantic. And, you know, we're just doing very, very basic here. Okay, now let's cut all this excess off and then let's have some fun here. Simple so far. If you don't have this brown paper, then go ahead and take one of your sheets of, you know, a regular sheet of paper. And this is like printer paper, so it's a paper, not a cardstock. Just use a regular piece of paper and put it on instead, okay? You don't have to use this, but, you know, if you have all this brown paper, I'm giving you a use for it. Use it up. And this is a good place to use it in your journals. Okay, get that trimmed off. And then try not to making sure I don't cut the other one off. All right, so this is what we have so far. That's your front. This is the back. So now I'm going to take this is my old photo, vintage photo, and my new one. My new one might be too wet to do. I just take it and just lightly go over it like that. And you can make it as dark as you want. I can continue. This one's like just about dried out. We can use this one. It's not too dark. Sometimes they're so wet you don't want to. Can you see that difference? It almost makes it look like a leather or something, but just lightly go over the top. And I use it right from here because it's a lot easier than putting it on your dauber and going on it. It works better this way. So we're just going to keep going until we get the texture that we want. and as dark as you want. Just keep going over it. You might want to do more areas darker and keep some areas lighter. That's up to you. But see how easy that is just to add like a vintage look with that paper? Can you see? Look at that difference in that. From this brown paper, this plain old brown paper to that. It's a very pretty effect. Get a little bit more on the edges. A little bit down in the corner. Sometimes I'll go a little darker in the corners. Okay. Bring that up. See that? Very nice, isn't it? Now, hopefully, it's dry enough for just for showing for you guys. So we want to go ahead and just fold it in half. Now, we're not even doing a padded cover. I'm keeping it simple for you guys. This is just a very simple journal. Just so you guys can get the hang of it. And then you can practice at home, you know, doing these different things. Now, I also want to ink. You don't have to ink your edges, but I'm going to ink my edges, you know. Let's see, it's not quite dry there. All right, so I'm going to ink my edges. Now I will use my little dauber. And I just go around the edges just to put a little, I mean, you really can't tell. Some of this paper I won't even really distress because you can't tell anyways. You'll see when I get to the inside a little bit. And then just go that. We'll do the back side because of course you're going to see the back side just as well. Like I said, this is an optional step. Okay, so now I'm just gonna, probably don't even really have to do the edges on the inside because I've got that effect already. But I will do and show you. It's more so like if you have like white edges, like there you can kind of see a little bit. I can see I'm going to have to take some glue to that and then just get your edges. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. Okay, so we have that so far. Let me go ahead and get that back down. All right. So now what we're going to do, we can push that aside. Now I have picked out a bunch of papers and I did ink most of these already. Cut these down. This comes out to, when you fold it, this came out to about 4, just a hair over 4 by not quite 5 3/4. So I like to leave a little space. I don't want it the exact same size. Cut these down to 5 3/8. I know, I'm sorry, but the way the size of this paper didn't help me. 3 3/4. So that when we put it in here, you have, the book is bigger than your pages, okay? Some people do it the exact same size. I like to keep my paper shorter than my cover. So I will do that, okay? Picked out, you can put as many sheets inside as you want. Picked out altogether 12, I believe I have. I have some of the book pages. And I have, that one I see, this one we have to ink. And then I picked out a variety of the papers that came in that pack. There's another book page. I'm going to put all these out and see if we want to ink any more of these before. And then we'll put them together. Let's see, what's this one? Okay, this will be our inside middle piece. Okay, this is going to be our inside middle piece. Put that one. And you can see some of these I inked, but you really can't. Like, you can't see it very, very well because this paper is so dark. But I'm going to ink this one because this is a really light paper. I like to fold it in half. It gives me a little bit of more, because it's very flimsy paper. So it gives me a little bit more stability here. Do both sides, and then we'll open it up and do the inside. Now, some people just like to do the edges. I like to get a little bit on the paper. I like my paper to look distressed. And like I said, if you don't want to ink, don't skip this part then, guys. Especially if it's your first time, go ahead and skip it. You don't have to do this. Just practice actually the journal. Now let's fold it back on itself. Got some recipes here. Tarts and tartlets. We got a rice and apple. I like reading the pages. Now remember, you use anything. You got some old magazines. You've got some. Go to like your Goodwills, your thrift stores. Find some old books. You know, you can use the pages out of there. I know some people are totally against ripping up books like that, but you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Just make sure you don't have like a first edition of something really expensive, you know, but there's a lot of different books, magazines, stuff like that at secondhand stores that you can get too. For that, okay, this one's done. This is our middle page. Now we're just going to, I'm going to just grab some. I'm going to kind of try to go dark light. And then I think put that together in there. And then I'm going to center. I'm losing my voice today. Center that. We'll go with this one. No rhyme or reason. Whichever you feel like. Just put them together. Put them together. Let's see what I want. Take a darker one here. Go with this one now. I think I want a little bit lighter. I've already have that really light one there. Let's go with this greenish color one. I know, sometimes I overthink it, and I'm sure you guys do also when you're doing this. Just kind of center that. And that's my inside middle, yep. Last book page. Get that over there a little bit. Okay, and then this I want as my inside. Looks like it goes this way. So that when you open the book, this is your middle page when you open the book. So I think that's 12 pages I did all together. Yep, 12. So I got 12. And you can, I like a little bit chunkier book. And then when you put it in there, and you still have plenty, you're still going to have plenty of space. Plenty, okay? So, and I like my book to get a little chunky. If you don't like that effect, you know, then what I'll do, okay, sometimes take the ruler to help push it down into it. And make sure you're as even as possible. And you see, sometimes your pages don't get even. You can trim them if you want, but I don't stress about it because, you know, you don't cut perfectly with your cutter all the time. I just kind of take my ruler and push everything down so it's down in there. And then jumbo paper clips. If you don't have any, these work wonders. You can use like other clips too. I like the jumbo paper clips. And I'm just going to clip them. Okay. So we have that so far. Whoops. I forgot I got to put the cover back on, Jean. So excited there. Okay, now get your cover on. Make sure you're centered best you can with the same amount around the best you can. Remember, this is a junk journal, guys. It doesn't have to be, you know, perfect. This is a good place to start. But if you're not, it took me a while. I'll be honest with you guys. It took me a while to even start a junk journal because I'm more of a perfectionist. Like, that's why I like doing albums, because I like things more structured. When you're dealing with a junk journal, you are using things out of the garbage sometimes. Like, keep all your junk mail. You can coffee stain paper. There's so many things you can do to get your pages and stuff like that. You rip pages out of magazines. You rip pages out of books. You take your children's, artwork and use that in a book. There's a lot you can do. It's a junk journal. It's not like an album where we use nicer paper packs, okay? So it took me a while to even like doing junk journals because of that fact. So junk journal may not be for you, but I have been asked to do them. I do albums too. You know, you guys have seen my albums. So we're gonna work on a junk journal, and we may do another one. I'll put a padded envelope, and we'll do a fabric cover too. So we'll go into that. Let's get through this easy one first. Now let's take our little awl, or anything that you can poke a hole with. And then I got, this is something I've had for years. I used to do some paper piercing. So this is just kind of foam board. If you don't have something like this, you can just take like even a wad of old paper or whatever. You know, you just need something to punch in. You don't want to punch into this, obviously. You want something soft, a bunch of bubble wrap from packaging. Take some bubble wrap. Just something that you can punch into without damaging your surface. Now, I don't measure, guys. If you want to measure, you feel free to measure, okay? We are going to poke 3 holes, okay? I'm going to do one in the middle. I'm going to see where I think my middle is, and then I hold it up so I make sure I'm going straight down, not sideways, because I've had done sideways before. So we're just going to punch down. And you can see it comes right out the other side. See it right there. Then I'm going to look. If I'm guessing, it's probably about 1 inch from each end. So 1 inch would be right about there. So if I'm guessing, it's probably what I do, about 1 inch, okay? Right about there. I'll hold it up a little bit again. Punch it down. Okay, and if I'm guessing, I'm going to guess right about there. And that's pretty close. Okay, so we're just going to guess. You know, I don't, you can measure. And we're going to go down. There we go. So we have our 3 holes punched in there. So we're, so far so good, guys, right? Okay, easy, easy, easy. Don't let it intimidate you. We can get rid of this. Now, we are taking our wax string, and I leave it right on the roll so that I won't, you know, use too much, waste too much, I should say. Then you just want, like, I don't know, they call them a darning needle, I think, or something like that. So it's got kind of a sharp point, but not too much. And you just need a bigger eyelet on it. Okay. Stick that through. And there is lots of different ways that you can bind this. I'm showing you guys the simplest way to bind this, okay? First thing you're going to do is go straight down that middle hole. All right? I'm going to go straight down that middle hole. If you take too much, don't worry about it. We can always bring some back. We don't need all that much. Then we are going to go straight up. Go from the bottom if you can't see. Straight up that. I'll move this string. That's what I'm trying to do. So we went down from the inside. Now we're going to go up through the bottom. And just pull as much string as you need. I want a little extra there so I don't lose it. Okay, this should be about enough. And then now this is our one piece. We're going to just go. Now we're going to go all the way back down and go down that bottom hole like that. Okay. Down the middle. Up, and you can either go up, start here or start here. I just start at the top. So go down the middle, back up through there, and now we're going to go back down through here. Okay. Now, here is the, I wouldn't say it's tricky part. I want a little bit more tail. So I'm going to pull a little bit more. And that's the good thing about wax thread. One, it's kind of slippery. I just pulled some, and you've seen that I pulled it with no force. Okay, so I'm going to make sure these are tight. And now I'm going to come back up through the bottom here, back through that hole. But you want to make sure that I'm coming up. So I've got this string is on that side of this string. And then this tail is going to be on this side. So you want to make sure one tail is on each side of this middle string, okay? So now I'm going to have to probably look from the bottom here. See where my holes are again, because they're kind of covered. Okay, see how I got this tail coming up on, which would be my left side. And then the other one's, oops, sorry, I'm sorry, guys. And then the other one's coming up on the right side of the string. So I got a tail on each side. Okay, we're going to bring that up. And that should be enough tail. I'm going to keep extra tail because I might put charms on this. We might put some charms on. So let me cut off that. We don't need that. Now what we want to do is we got a string on each side, right? Let's just tie a knot. Now you can tie this into a bow or a knot, whatever you want. And the good thing about wax thread holds really, really nice. So use wax thread. It's cheap. It works really, really nice. And you only really need 2, but I'll do 3. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this, we're going to leave this hang. If it bothers you and you don't want to do any charms, then you can just cut off right about here. So leave a little dangling if you want. If not, that's fine too. So now here you got your bait. And this pages, I'm sorry, these pages is what's called a signature. So we're only putting 1 signature in this book, but you can put as many as you want. I'm only doing 1 because we're just making a smaller book. Later on, we'll make a bigger one. We'll put 2 or 3 signatures in. So that's what that's called, is a signature. I know it's pages, right? But they call it a signature. So there is our book so far, okay? And we have a little tail. Now, we're already at getting close, longer than I wanted to go. So I think we're gonna stop here. So we have the signature all put in, we have it tied, and we have our cover. So I think we're gonna stop right here today, guys. And you can also ink after you put the pages in. You don't have to ink them before. If I see I missed a page or something and you want to ink now, you can go ahead and ink now. You don't have to ink. Okay, so we're gonna quit here, guys, already, because we're coming up on 40 minutes, and I didn't want these episodes to be too long. Go ahead and try this at home, and I will come out. So every Tuesday, remember, look for me on Tuesday for albums and journals. And we will, if I miss a week in between there because I don't have another journal to work on, that's fine. But otherwise, it's always going to be on Tuesday. And so watch out for part 2 next week. And we still have our other days. So Monday is holiday. Tuesday will be journal and album days. Thursday is our regular videos, whatever I do, our, miscellaneous, whatever. And then Friday is always like my reviews and my sponsored ones on Saturdays. So, okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this so far. Please follow along with me. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.